Tens of millions across the European Union voted Sunday in EU parliamentary elections in a massive exercise of democracy that is expected to shift the bloc to the right and redirect its future. The war in Ukraine, migration, and the impact of climate policy on farmers are some of the issues weighing on voters' mind as they cast ballots to elect 720 members of the European Parliament. Surveys suggest that mainstream of pro-European parties will retain their majority in parliament, but they will lose seats to hard-right parties like those led by Italian Premier Giorgia Meloni, Hungarian leader Viktor Orban, Geert Wilders in Netherlands, and Marine Le Pen in France. That would make it harder for Europe to pass legislation and could at times paralyze decision-making in the world's biggest trading bloc. I do hope that we will manage to avoid a shift to the right and that Europe will somehow remain united, voter said in Berlin. EU lawmakers have a say in issues from financial rules of climate and agriculture policy, and they hold a veto over the appointment of the powerful EU Commission. An unofficial exit poll there suggested that Wilders' anti-migrant hard-right party would make gains in Netherlands, though a coalition of pro-European parties has probably pushed it into second place. Ukraine on Sunday said its forces hit an ultra-modern Russian warplane stationed at an airbase nearly 600 kilometers from the front line, after its Western allies allowed Kyiv to use their weapons for limited strikes inside Russia. Kyiv's main military intelligence service shared satellite photograph it said showed the aftermath of the attack. If confirmed, it would mark Ukraine's first known successful strike on a Su-57 fighter plane, a twin-engine stealth fighter loaded as Moscow's most advanced military aircraft. In one photo, black soot marks and small craters can be seen dotting a concrete strip around the parked aircraft. According to the main intelligence directorate of Ukraine's Ministry of Defense, the strike took place Saturday at the base in South Russia, 589 kilometers from the front line. It was not immediately clear what weapons were used, but the airfield's distance from Ukraine suggests it was likely hit by drones. Iran's Guardian Council on Sunday approved the country's hardline parliament speaker and the 5 others to run in the country's June 28 presidential election following a helicopter crash that killed President Ibrahim Raisi and 7 others. The council again barred former President Mohammad Ahmed, a firebrand populist known for the crackdown that followed his disputed 2009 re-election, from running. The council's decision represents the starting gun of a shortened 2-week campaign to replace Raisi, a protege of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali This. The election of candidates approved by the Guardian Council, a panel of clerics and jurists ultimately overseen by, suggests Iran's Shiite theocracy hopes to ease the election through after recent votes saw record low turnout. Modi was sworn in as Prime Minister at Rashtrapati Bhavan Sunday, becoming only the second after Jawaharlal Nehru to secure a third consecutive term. The 72-member Union Council of Ministers, which was administered the oath of office by President Draupadi Murmu, included 30 cabinet ministers and 5 ministers of state. The cabinet will hold its first meeting at 5 p.m. Monday. Portfolios are likely to be announced before that. With the BJP no longer in majority in Lok Sabha and dependent on allies including TDP and JDU, the NDA Council of Ministers signalled both continuity and change. Senior leader Rajnath Singh, Amit Shah, Nitin Gadkari, Nirmala Sitharaman, S. Jaishankar and Piyush Goyal were among 19 retained as cabinet ministers. Other back in cabinet were Dharmendra Pradhan, Prahlad Joshi, Virendra Kumar, Sarbanda Sonwal, Giriraj Singh, Jyotiraditya Scindia, Ashwini Vaishnav, Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, Kiren Rijiju, Hardeep Singh Puri, Mansukh Mandavia, Bhupendra Yadav and G. Kishan Reddy. New entrants in the cabinet included JP Nadda, whose term as BJP president ends this month, and former MP CM Shivraj Singh Chauhan, former Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar, Gujarat BJP President C.R. Patil. 2 members of the Telugu Desam Party, NDA's second largest constituent after the BJP, were sworn in as ministers in the new union government Sunday evening, while Kinjarappu Ram Mohan Naidu, a 3-time MP from Srikakulam, Srikakulam was sworn in as a cabinet minister. Dr. Chandrasekhar Pinnaswamy, who had made his debut as a parliamentarian, was inducted as a Minister of State. Ram Mohan, one of the youngest MPs from Andhra Pradesh, won for the third consecutive term from Srikakulam, defeating Tilak Perada of the YSR Congress Party by a margin of 3.2 lakh votes. He is TDP's National General Secretary and has been its floor leader in the Lok Sabha. His father, the late K. Naidu, a senior party leader and former MLA and MP, was a union minister in the United Front government between 96 and 98. His uncle is also an MLA. Rajiv Ranjan Lalan Singh of the Janata Dal, who won the Lok Sabha election for the fourth time this year and is a close ally of Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, was sworn in as a cabinet minister in the new NDA government. His party colleague Ramnath Thakur, a two-time Rajya Sabha member and son of socialist icon and former Bihar CM Karpuri Thakur, was also sworn in as a Minister of State. The choice of the two ministers reflect debt caste balancing by Nitish Kumar, who will be facing assembly elections in the states in a year's time. A passenger aircraft landed at the Mumbai airport just as another was taking off from the same runway on Saturday, prompting the aviation safety regulator to announce a probe. Sources aware of the matter said the air traffic control officer who was on duty at the time has been de-rostered for the time being. Early on Sunday, an Indigo A32 ONEO aircraft from Indore touched down on runway 27 of the Mumbai airport just as an Air India A32 A300 Neo flight of Thiruvananthapuram was taking off from the other end. A video of the incident shared widely on social media sparked fears of a safety lapse. However, the prescribed minimum distance between aircraft at high-intensity airports such as Mumbai can be low. Nine pilgrims were killed and 33 injured after terrorists fired on a bus carrying pilgrims in Jammu and Kashmir's Riyasi, which resulted in the vehicle plunging into a gorge. We received reports that militants were lying in wait and they fired on the bus which had left Shivpuri and was on its way to Katra. As a result, the driver lost control and the bus fell into the Jod. Rescue operation has been completed. 9 people are dead and the 33 injured have been hospitalized. The people are not locals, but their identities are yet to be confirmed. So far, we have learned that they may be from UPs. The Riyasi Senior Superintendent of Police Mohit Sharma said. Asked if there were inputs about military activity in the area, she said, "Whenever there is an incident of militancy, we are on high alert. The Shivpuri shrine has been secured and its adjoining areas too." The single window test for admission of the Indian Institute of Technology, the Joint Entrance Examination Advanced, saw a rise in the pass percentage this year, with qualifying cutoffs too increasing across categories. Ved Lahoti from Delhi Zone topped the exam with a score of 355 out of 360, the highest ever, said officials. As many as 48,000 candidates have qualified for admission to 17,000 seats available in 23 IITs as per the results that were declared Sunday. A total of 1,80,000 student candidates appeared for the entrance test held on May 26. The pass percentage this year was 26. Last year it had fallen 24% from 26% in 22. Dvija Patel from IIT Bombay Zone topped among female candidates with an overall score of 332. Her All India rank is 7. Patel and overall topper Lahoti had differing strategies. Lahoti, originally from MP, prepared for the entrance examination at the coaching hub of Kota in Rajasthan. A positive pressure combined with healthy competition is necessary to clear the exam like JEE, said Lahoti, who lived alone in Kota where his mother visited him every 2 months. With the Delhi Water Minister accusing Haryana of inadequate water supply to the capital, an official in the neighbouring state has said that the shortfall could be due to the higher evaporation losses on account of the severe heat this year. Maintaining that Haryana was supplying water in an adequate manner, the official of the Irrigation and Water Resources Department, who did not wish to be named, said transmission losses, which include evaporation and seepage losses, are not being accounted by the Delhi government. As per the dimensions of the Munnar Canal, The channel supplying water from Haryana to Delhi, 13 to 17% water can be lost, the official said. Meanwhile, Delhi Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena will meet Atishi on Monday after the cabinet minister sought an emergency meeting with him over the issue of alleged non-release of water by the Haryana government. The LG has also asked his officials to ascertain the present status of water released by Haryana and Himachal Pradesh. According to a post by Raj Niwas Delhi, the official account of the LG Secretariat, he had further directed the officers concerned to take up the matter with Upper Yamuna River Board to ascertain the facts with regard of release of water to Delhi. Around a thousand public transport buses plying in Delhi will go off the roads in 10 days if Delhi's transport department does not extend their contract. These buses, called cluster bus services, are run by the CNG. A 10-year contract between Delhi's transport department and a private bus manufacturing company will expire on June 19. The Delhi government has planned to phase out CNG buses and replace them with electric buses, which has been delayed. While senior officials of the transport department are not in favor of extending the contract, the transport minister wants the buses to continue operations until alternative arrangements are made. According to internal communications between the department and minister, officials do not want to extend the contract because the buses lack quantity and quality and are not in a good condition. Newly elected East Delhi MP Harsh Malhotra was sworn in as Minister of State in the National Democratic Alliance Council of Ministers under Prime Minister Modi. Chosen to be fielded from the BJP stronghold of East Delhi parliamentary constituency, 60-year-old Malhotra claimed 52% of the votes, defeating the India Bloc's candidate, the AAP Kondli MLA Kuldeep Kumar. He polled 6 lakh votes against Kumar's 5 lakh for a victory margin of 93,000 votes. However, his victory margin of this and this. Malhotra is the only BJP MP elect from the capital to be part of the Modi-led government. Council of Ministers in the third term. In the previous term, New Delhi MP Meenakshi Lekhi was chosen as the Ministry of State for Culture. She was not repeated as a candidate this time. Malhotra was serving his second consecutive term as Delhi BJP General Secretary when he was chosen to replace former Indian cricketer Gautam Gambhir from the constituency. Considered Delhi BJP President Virendra Sachdeva's right hand and a loyal organizational man, Malhotra studied botany and later law at the Delhi University. He has climbed up the organizational ranks of the party over decades. With Modi elected Prime Minister for the third straight time, this time at the head of a coalition government, the question uppermost on the people's mind as he took the oath of office and secrecy at Rashtrapati Bhavan on Sunday: can Modi be a coalition builder? Atal Bihari Vajpayee ran coalitions during his prime ministership in 96, 98 and 99. Modi on the other hand and always runs majority governments in Gujarat and nationally for the last 10 years. The results on June 4 exactly did not go as per the PM's expectations, but he had recovered the next evening when he addressed his cabinet colleagues. The PM is believed to have told them he would run a coalition government successfully and fulfill the coalition dharma. Those who were with him came away with the feeling that the PM had taken up running a coalition government as a challenge and was determined to prove his susceptics wrong. Modi's new cabinet signals continuity as well as caution. He has retained many of his old and experienced ministerial colleagues to show that the situation is politically stable as he is in control of it. He does not want to risk any rumblings from within his party just when he is trying to stabilize a new situation with the allies. Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge was the lone opposition leader from the India bloc who on Sunday attended the swearing-in ceremony of PM Modi and his new cabinet, citing constitutional duty as the reason. I am attending this event because of my constitutional duty being the leader of opposition in the Rajya Sabha. This is my duty, Kharge said while talking to reporters. Asked if he will congratulate Modi, said if I meet him I will see. Kharge was the only leader from the India bloc present at the ceremony on Sunday. Earlier, the TMC has announced that it will skip the event after meeting the newly elected MPs on Saturday. West Bengal Chief Mamata Banerjee said that the TMC won't attend the swearing-in ceremony of PM Modi on Sunday. She said, "We have not got an invitation yet. Even if we do, we will not attend the ceremony, Banerjee added. This government is forming undemocratically and unconstitutionally. We cannot give our best wishes to the government. We give our best wishes to the country and the people of the country, he said. She said. The election results are out. No one has complained about the electronic voting machines or voter verified paper audit trail. The India bloc that was alleging massive rigging then when exit pollsters were predicting a huge win for India did not speak a word about the manipulation of election results. Lesson: India's democratic process is reasonably good and foolproof. The Election Commission deserves some credit for that, especially for organizing an election exercise at a scale of world has seen for the first time in history. As the Election Commission said, Parinam main hi मान है. Wow. So that EVM debate now should be buried forever. Psephologists will keep debating the results and the factor behind them for several days. The exit pollsters have lost their credibility as the margin of error ranged from 20 to 30%. Although the India bloc could not muster the numbers required to form the government, it seems more than happy to pose a strong challenge at the opposition. The BJP suffered badly as its tally dropped from 303 in 19 to 240 in 24. It will be heavily dependent on the NDA allies, especially Chandrababu Naidu and Nitish Kumar. The two might extract much more from BJP than their absolute numbers suggest. Everyone has an opinion on why the BJP's number fell based on their prism from which they are looking. That fear that the constitution would be fundamentally changed, caste or religious factors or economic factors like unemployment, high inflation, crony capitalism, widening inequalities and the promise of freebies to women and youth, or a combination of all of these. It is hard to decipher the influence of all these factors. My take is simple. Look at where the BJP is lost most, constituency by constituency. It would be interesting to note that the BJP's tally in rural dominated constituencies came down to 253 in 19 to 193 in 24. A slide of 60 of the 63 seats of the party lost in the election. It seems that rural India has sent a strong message to the BJP. More importantly, there are lessons for the new government as well for those who have lost the elections. Almost two-thirds of the India still lives in rural areas, as their average per capita monthly expenditure was only rupees 3,000 in 2023 as per the NSO household expenditure survey. Given the average family size of around 4.4, this translates to a family monthly expenditure of only 16,000. Even if you adjust for inflation and merged savings, broadly speaking, an average rural family's income is not more than 20,000 per month. There is no doubt that the Modi government has introduced major changes in rural areas through its schemes to build toilets, houses, drinking water, rural roads and electricity supply. Even then, rural income levels remain low, and within the rural space the income of agricultural households is even lower. It clearly shows that the rural economy has not been doing well. A good indicator of that can be tracked with the growth of real wages in rural areas, which have been largely stagnating or even marginally declined in the Modi government's second term. The 24 Lok Sabha elections mark an important point of departure in modern India's political history. While there is much to analyze and celebrate, one front we have taken a step backwards. The 18th Lok Sabha will have 74 women along with 469 men. While this short certainly includes powerful, gritty and diligent representatives, they comprise only 13% of the all MPs. Not only is this share abysmally skewed, it is lower than the share of women elected in 19. If we consider the context in which the 24 elections took place, women's representation should have recorded a notable improvement. After all, this was the first parliamentary election after India passed the historic Women's Reservation Bill that seeks to reserve one-third of the seats in the Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly for women. When the bill was passed in Parliament last year, political parties of every hue went out on their ways to express their support and claim credit for the historic development. Women also remained an important demographic in this election. From party manifestos and campaign speeches by top leaders to making sense of their voting preferences, the Indian woman remained a fairly conspicuous presence throughout. But women remained limited to voters and beneficiaries in this imagination, not so much leaders and representatives deserving equal participation. Consider this: only 9.6% of all candidates in the election were women, according to data compiled by the Association of Democratic Reforms. This is barely up to 19 when the share women along candidates was 9%. To add insult to injury, several women who contested the polls faced misogynistic jibes from their peers. Prajwal Revanna's defeat in the Lok Sabha elections must give solace to both the people of Hassan and those who marched on the morning of May 30. Thousands had gathered from all parts of Karnataka at the Maharaja Park to stand in solidarity with the woman of Hassan who had been allegedly ravaged by the excesses of one man and then punished all over again in the videos that were circulated of the horrors inflicted on them. The people of Hassan thronged their balconies and rooftops, many then cameras in hand, capturing that was indeed a historic occasion in that small town of less than 2 lakh. The rally, though coming nearly a month after news emerged of the alleged ordeal of the Hassan's woman, expressed both solidarity and raised the announcement that Revanna would return from Germany and represent himself of the SIT was no satisfaction to the marchers. We know he had no choice but to return before his diplomatic passport expired on May 31. The powerful symbolics of having an all-woman police team take the man into custody as soon as he landed was also cold comfort to women's organizations. The crucial question of the next few months will be how will all these who participated in the sordid process be held accountable and made to pay the price? More important, will they be held accountable and will the woman of Hassan get justice? Actor turned politician Suresh Gopi, who is the first BJP Lok Sabha MP from Kerala, joined PM Modi's Council of Ministers Sunday. For Gopi, this is a reward for the promise he made to the electorate of Thrissur seat. A union minister for Thrissur, Modi's guarantee was a slogan he deployed at campaign meetings and public interactions, and it adorned the walls of Thrissur in the run-up to the polls. On Sunday, before leaving for Delhi, Gopi told the media at the Thiruvananthapuram airport, "This is Modi's decision. He called me and asked me to be at his home at 11:30. I am obeying. I will be an MP working for Kerala and Tamil Nadu. I had already told people of Thrissur during the campaign." Facing criticism even from within the BJD rank and the file after the regional party's defeat in the recent polls, former bureaucrat and Naveen Patnaik's close confidant VK Pandyan Sunday announced he was withdrawing from politics. The former IAS officer who drove the BJP's campaign in the recently concluded simultaneous elections despite being targeted by the BJP over his Tamil origin, who also apologized for the party's loss in the assembly and the Lok Sabha polls. "My intent of joining politics was only to assist Naveen Babu, and now consciously I decide to withdraw myself from active politics. I am sorry if the campaign narrative against me has had a party to play with Biju Janata Dal's loss," said Pandyan in a video message posted on his Instagram page. It was his first public appearance after the BJD's poll debacle. Of the 147 seats in the Odisha Assembly, the BJP won 78, reducing the BJD to 51, down from the 113 seats it won in 19. BJD also failed to win a single Lok Sabha seat. The Tamil Nadu-born 2000 batch IAS officer, who has served as a private secretary to Naveen Patnaik in the Chief Minister's office since 11, took voluntary retirement from service in October last year. A month later, he joined the BJD. He was considered the second most powerful person in the party after Patnaik, even though he did not hold any post. He had announced he was not contesting the 24 polls. Pandyan's decision assumed significance in view of his announcement during an election rally on May 10 that he will quit politics if Naveen Patnaik does not take oath as CM on June 9. He was responding to PM Modi's comments predicting a BJP government in Odisha on June 10. The decision to withdraw from active politics came a day after the outgoing Odisha CM called the criticism against the former bureaucrat unfortunate and said that as an officer he did excellent work in the last 10 years. Pandyan has helped with 2 cyclones and the COVID-19 pandemic in the state. He is a person of integrity and honesty and should be remembered for that, Patnaik said while defending Pandyan. Patnaik had already clarified that Pandyan is not his political successor. With Odisha one of the bright spots in the BJP's Lok Sabha election, showing the party's popular tribal face from the state, and 6-time Sundargarh MP Jewel Oram, Sabalpur MP Dharmendra Pradhan and the party's Rajya Sabha MP from the state Ashwini Vaishnav entered the Council of Ministers. With BJP assuming power in the Odisha for the first time, both Oram and Pradhan were considered front runners of CM post. BJP Sunday appointed Union Minister Rajnath Singh and Bhupendra Yadav as central observers for the election through the party's legislature party leader in Odisha. The legislature party leader will take oath as new chief minister of the state. BJP sources said at a meeting of the BJP legislature party will be held on June 11, while the oath-taking ceremony of the new CM will take place on June 12. Though the oath-taking ceremony was scheduled on June 10, has been postponed for 2 days considering the hectic schedule of the PM, said BJP leader Jatin Mohanty. Senior leaders Dharmendra Pradhan and Jugal Oram were being considered as the front-runners from the CM post, but they are out of the race after both were included in the union cabinet. There buzz of another name. Suresh Pujari, a former MP who is camping in Delhi for 2 days, he hails from the west of the state, traditionally a BJP stronghold. Both JDU and Chirag Paswan have called for a review of the Agnipath scheme, even as they seemed set to be crucial alliance partners to the BJP in the new Lok Sabha. The scheme for military recruitment has faced opposition from political parties and armed forces veterans alike since it was introduced by the BJP-led government in 2022. During the recent Lok Sabha elections, it became a key campaign issue in the states such as Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, UP, Bihar and Rajasthan, where the armed forces remain a sought after employer. Agnipath is aimed at recruiting personnel below officer rank, soldier, airmen and sailors who are not commissioned officers to the armed forces for a period of 4 years. At the end of this tenure, up to 25% of these recruits, the so-called Agniveers, can join the service as a permanent commission, subject to merit and organizational requirements. Aspirants below the age of 17.5 and 23 are eligible to apply. At present, all sailors, airmen and soldiers except the technical cadre of the medical branch are recruited to the services under the scheme. In the army, the batch of 40,000 Agniveers have completed training and are under posting. A third batch of 20,000 began training in November 23. In the Navy, 3 batches of 7,300 Agniveers have completed training. In the IAF, 4,900 Agniveers have completed training. Agniveers draw a basic salary of Rs 30,000 to 40,000 per month and are entitled to other risk and hardship allowances. They contribute 30% of the monthly emoluments to the Seva Nidhi fund, which the government matches at the end of their service. They receive approximately Rs 11 lakh as a tax exempt lump sum severance package from this fund. Twenty-year-old Carlos Alcaraz wins his first French Open and the third Grand Slam, defeating Alexander Zverev. The sun bears down. India celebrated strategically. Pakistan plans to sorrow. India wrapped a famous win in New York, hatching a comeback for ages and pushing Pakistan to the brink of an early exit, riding New York through a riot of emotions.